What is up, guys? Welcome to part 4 of our build. This one might be a little bit longer than the last one. Basically, we're getting ready for final assembly. But first we're going to lower the rear of the car. Then we're going to pull out some of the brackets using a tree method and get our panels on, test fit them, and paint them, and then throw them back on. So thanks for coming here and stay tuned. A little update here, we're Advanced Auto. This is long overdue, but we finally got our battery. Got her back there. I was holding out hope that the old one would be fine if we charge it, but that thing was done. We got a good deal here. So we finally got our battery, don't gotta jump start it every time. Also today it's like 100 degrees outside and so much humidity, so not doing any work, but hopefully tomorrow we can start the car. And I need to maneuver a little bit so I could tug on some of the metal, not the frame per se, but some of the mounting points for the headlight need to be pulled out, and a hammer doesn't seem to work, so we're gonna have to try to invent some ways to fix it. Test fitted this fender. It's not screwed in or anything, and the hood is loose, but there's some adjustments to be done with the brackets for it, but it's starting to come together. Frame's starting to look good. The hardest part, moment of truth, is going to be the headlight, but we're going to save that for tomorrow. Today I'm going to casually install the rear lowering springs, so that should be fun. I'm only going to do like 30-minute intervals at a time, but let me show you what we're working with here. So we had a little problem. The reason why these took so long was I was really not a big fan of these lug nuts here, and one of the lugs, like this one, completely stripped on me, and I couldn't use this little tool to take it off, so I had to hammer each one of them in to take it off. So far I took off 3 of them, and we have 1 more left, so let's go hammer this one in so we can take off our rear wheels. By the way, I ordered these type of lug nuts. I think they fit our theme perfectly, black and red, and they match the body pretty well as well. So it's a little bit rice-ish, but I kind of like the look of it. So we'll throw them on and we'll see how it goes. Last one, and these are getting thrown out forever. Complete garbage. First part I want to do is replace the bump stops inside of this shock. So I removed the shock from here, and now I got to take it apart and put in the new bump stops. Okay, got the bump stop in. It's a little bit difficult because this opening was a lot smaller. The Eibach one was smaller than the original, so it's kind of drill and cut through it. But that part's done. The next part we got to do is support the subframe and start dropping it so we can take the spring out. Well, we had to get creative with our subframe supporting rig. That's what we came up with. But it did the job. We dropped the subframe enough, and the spring is starting to come out. So let's take this one out and put the new one in. All done with this side. Got a new spring in there. Our old spring. I gotta tell you, the rear is about 10 times easier than the front to do. So let's go do our other side. Had to get creative again. This wouldn't drop down far enough to take our old spring out. So I took this car lift right here and kind of stuck it there, expanded it by like an inch that I needed, came it right out, and now let's put the new one in. And here we are. Check this out. No fender gap at all. And we got kind of low profile tires, so once we get bigger tires for the winter, it's gonna look so sick. I can't wait. The front and the back match now. It's kind of on the slope, so the back might look a little bit shorter. And if you guys noticed, I put the new lug nuts in, the red ones. I actually really like how it looks. It ties in our whole red and black theme. If you noticed, there's nothing silver or polished left on here except our exhaust tips, which I took off, and later today we're gonna paint them with some high heat black paint. So these exhaust tips are also gonna be black. But yeah, this is what it looks like. Nice and low. Once we lower it, the bad alignment becomes a lot more obvious, but that's okay. We're gonna get it taken care of. But yeah, so far so good. I love it. This kind of height, it was a 1.5 inch drop all around. I think it's perfect for this car because it's not gonna be a track car, but I want it to be track capable, but I still want it to be a good daily driver. So I'm happy with this. To paint these exhaust tips, gonna scuff them up a little bit and get spray painted. Threw on the black muffler tips. I wouldn't say they look that much better, but now our look is kind of complete. Everything is red and black, so I'm happy with the outcome. Back here at the body shop, picked up our bumper. It's looking nice. Not the best paint job I've ever seen, but it was pretty cheap. Got a fender up there. So yeah, here it is. Can't wait to get home and mount all this stuff. Well, it's final assembly time. I'm really excited / nervous about it, but let's get started. Update. We got everything screwed down here, kind of aligned it so that the door could close perfectly without touching the fender, which was so far the most tedious part. Now we gotta align the hood with the fender. We're getting really close. This fender is still loose, so it could be adjusted here. And once we get that squared away, we're gonna get started on aligning the headlight and then the bumper. we adjusted our headlight. Took some creativity and a couple extra screws, but it looks straight now compared to the other one especially. The only thing I was bummed out about is there's a little bracket here that we were missing, and then this screw right here I took off the other headlight because we were missing it. But then, actually I was about to go to the Ford dealership, but then I looked at our old one and we have everything we need. At the bracket, the screw, even the sticker we could take off, and then the 5.0 emblem too. So let's get on that. Started pouring out of nowhere, so I had to stop, but here's a little progress update. Starting to look really good. Phew, finally adjusted the hood with the bumper, but unfortunately it started raining, so it looks like we won't be able to do the hood today, but everything fits pretty well. The only issue is that whole fix we did with those brackets, they broke off after a lot of fiddling, so I bought this new quick release kit and we're going to install that on Monday instead. And once that gets pushed up, all the other lines should be just fine. That's it for this episode, guys. Unfortunately, we couldn't finish the roof. Couldn't even get started because of the rain. But fortunately, I got some nice B-roll footage with the rain. Also, it took a lot of time on the panels today because I wanted to just get them perfect, and they finally came out perfect, which means our frame is just fine. And that's about it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next one. Peace.